Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. This video has been in the making for quite a while now. I wanted to film it right after I finished reading All the Bright Places, but I didn't because I filmed my January favorites and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna film it the week after. Then I was ill. I finally sat down after trying to fix my camera for the last 10 minutes. Now I look okay. Earlier I looked green. Then I looked orange. I don't know what's happening. If my face changes colors, we just have to deal with it. I just want to sit down and talk about this book. This is also going to be a bit of a different book review because usually I go like, this is what I liked about the book. This is what I didn't like about the book. I don't really have anything that I dislike about the book, so we're gonna see how it goes. First off, as always, the cover. I think it looks very nice. I like the blue and the different colors on the post-it notes. At first I was like, that's so weird. Why would you put everything on post-it notes? Even the text on the back is on post-it notes. Turns out the two main characters use post-it notes, so it made sense afterwards. But at first I was like, that's so like weird to read like that, but totally makes sense afterwards. I like the blue. I think it's a very nice color for the background. All in all, I think it looks very nice, but you have to get used to the post-it notes a little bit. Now, let me read you the back, but just so you get an idea of what the book is about. Theodore Finch wants to take his own life. I'm broken and no one can fix it. Violet Markey is devastated by her sister's death. In that instant, we went plowing through the guardrail. My words died too. It's very hard to read, I don't know if you can tell, but this, like in this handwritten style, is very hard for me to read, I'm sorry. They meet on the ledge of the school bell tower and so their story begins. It's only together they can be themselves. I sent a message to Violet. You are all the colors in one at full brightness. You're so weird, Finch, but that's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me. But as Violet's world grows, Finch's begins to shrink. How far will Violet go to save the boy she has come to love? I don't know why I cannot read today. So basically, this book is about Finch and Violet, and they meet on this bell tower at their school. And Finch is known to be the weird guy in school, and he doesn't have a lot of friends. And Violet is actually, or she was the popular girl, but her sister died in a car accident when both of them were in the car and Violet survived. And on this day, Finch went up to the bell tower and he was thinking about jumping, but he decided, nah, it's just too much, you know, everyone would see it and that's not his style. But when he turned around, he saw that Violet was up there too. And she actually wanted to jump, but then Finch started talking to her and she realized what she was doing. So Finch speaks to her and gets her down off the bell tower. But because, you know, everyone thinks Finch is the weird one, they make kind of a pact that it was the other way around. The Violet's a hero and Finch is the one that wanted to jump, basically. And through that, they kind of have their first connection and they have history together and they have to work on a school project together. And this is how everything starts. I think the story itself was something that I have never read before. I have never read anything with suicidal thoughts in it. I mean, there's also romantic in it and friendship in it, but it was like, I don't know, it was something different. The book gets heavy at times. I also cried a lot, and not the, oh, I'm kind of a little bit crying, like the ugly crying that no one gets to see. I cried more reading this book than The Fault in Our Stars. The story itself is incredible. The way that Jennifer Niven, the author, writes is something very special to me, because when I write, and all the books that I've read up until this point have always been, this is exactly how this character is, and you know them like they are from the start. You see how they develop over the story. You know everything about them within like 2 chapters, right? Jennifer Niven just throws you in, you don't know nothing about anyone, and it's not a matter of they develop and you get to know them. It's more a case of you have to find out who the character actually is. So you get to know them while they're developing. So you start with absolutely nothing. And the coolest thing is, Finch is like this mysterious character. So by the end of the book, you still don't know everything about him. While with Violet, it starts slow, but at the end of the book, at least for me, I think I knew her. Finch is a mystery till the end of the book. That is something very unique. I actually wrote Jennifer Niven a letter or an email after I finished the book. I had lots of firsts with this book. One of them was I have never written an author an email telling them how much I love the book, but I felt the need to tell her. Something that might spark your interest a little bit more in this book is, I think 100 pages maybe before it ended, I put it down and I didn't want to finish it. I was so mad and so angry that I said, I don't want to read this book anymore. I'm sick of it and I'm not gonna finish it. And that was one night at like, I don't know, midnight, and I turned the lights off, I turned over to go to sleep and I couldn't. My mind was racing, so in that night I spent 2 more hours reading and finished the book. And here's the thing, at the end of the book I was crying, I was dead inside. So much has happened in those last 50 pages, I couldn't, like my mind just couldn't deal. And this whole book changed with one sentence. You know, after the book, there's always like author's note and then acknowledgements and stuff like that. And usually those things don't really have anything to do with the story. I've had books in the past where I was reading it and the last sentence of the book was like, turn the whole story around. That didn't happen. What changed this whole book for me, everything here was one sentence in the author's note. I'm not gonna read it out to you, but when I read that sentence, I had to put the book down because I couldn't read because I was crying so much. And I felt horrible, I felt bad, and I felt so sorry, and I was a mess. Jesus Christ, I didn't expect that at all. By the end of the actual book, I was like, okay, I get it, but I'm still mad. And then I read the author's note and everything changed. So if you want to find out what happens, then you have to go and read the book. If that didn't spark your interest, I don't know what could. And I think this is not a book for a specific gender, a specific age group. I told everyone I know about this book. I was like, you need to read it, it's so good. Honestly, I don't know what else I can tell you. I don't want to, obviously, I'm not going to spoil it for you. But if you're up for laughter, for a bit of love, friendship, crying, if you just need something to make your heart break a little, read it. I found out about this book because I was watching Zoe's book club video and it actually says on the back, this book is amazing, I couldn't put it down, Zoe Sugg, and I couldn't put it down either. I fell in love with Finch, and the weird thing is at the start of the book I was like, he's a bit of a creep. And then by the end of the book I was like, I love you, Finch. And my camera is freaking out now, so I feel like I should maybe end this book review here. But yeah, I absolutely love this book. It's currently my #1 favorite book of all time, which is a big statement for me because I've read some books in my time, and I'm sure it is always going to stay up there in my top 3 or in my top 5. Just because of the way it's written, because of the story, and because I love Jennifer Niven's style of writing characters. I think that is the one thing I love the most about the book, besides the story, is the way Jennifer Niven writes and introduces characters. Just to give you a little taste, just a little taste. First sentence in the book, so it says, Finch, and then under that, I'm awake again, day 6. No spoilers. The first sentence, is today a good day to die? That is one way to start a book, isn't it? If I forgot anything and while I'm editing, I'm like, oh no, I didn't say it, please check the description. I'm gonna write everything that I forgot down there. And if you haven't read the book, I would recommend buying it because it is really good. I promise you, you're going to love this. And if you have read the book, no spoilers in the comments, DM me on Twitter, tell me how much you loved it. I mean, you can tell me that in the comments down below as well. But if you want to talk about the book, because it's been 2 weeks since I've read it and I still think about the story every single day, so it definitely had an impact on me. But if you want to talk about the book, about the story, about anything, DM me on Twitter, please. I need someone to talk to. No one I know has read this book yet, and I'm so sad because I can't talk about it and it's eating me inside. So, but yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. But please don't spoil anything. I think this is a book that you read once and you either fall completely in love with it or you're just like, yeah, it was okay. I want to read it again now that I know the whole story and see if the characters are different for me now. If that makes sense. Like, I want to experience it again now that I got to know Finch and Violet. With that, I'm going to end this video here. Highly, highly recommend All the Bright Places. Beautiful book, beautiful story, amazingly written, and I could talk about this book for hours straight, I think. And just the fact that it's been 2 weeks since I read it and I still think about it pretty much every day, I think that speaks for itself. And yeah, also I want to throw in a quick promo. If you have Tumblr, I'm gonna leave a link down below. I made a little side blog where I'm gonna do some book reviews. There's currently only one up there in German, because the book I read it in German. So if you're interested in that, I might write another book review on All the Bright Places there. If you like books, if you wanna hear some of my thoughts about certain books, my friend Lisa is also part of the team, so when she finishes reading something, she's gonna post in there as well. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry that this was a bit different than my other book reviews, but I feel like I sold it more than I did a review of it. But I just can't get over how amazing this book is, in my opinion. So yeah, amazing job, Jennifer Niven. I am so proud to share a name with you. Thank you so much for watching, and leave some comments down below letting me know if you have read the book or not and what are your thoughts on it. And other than that, I will see you again very soon. I'm actually vlogging a little bit. I have been vlogging for this past week, which is gonna go up on my second channel at some point. It's not daily vlogging, it's just more something happens, so I film it and I just smash everything together in one video kind of thing. So if you're interested in that, head over to my second channel. But yeah, I'm gonna put up a video here and my channel's here. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Sorry again for rambling, but if you're still here, If you're still watching, you're amazing and I love you, and I will see you again soon.